And welcome to the Part-Time Nerd Podcast with me, your host, Alan. And joining me is Mr. Professor Dave. How are you doing, buddy?
Kids, get in your seats. You're about to learn something. Doing
Oh,
great. How are you today?
all right. Let's get all learned up today. Here we are. The smash 2005 hit movie Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Let's get into it. This is my first time watching the Harry Potter movies. Mr. Professor Dave is a longtime fan, has seen them all. I think the last count was 3,000 times each. I might be off by one or two. He might have exceeded that number now, but let's get into it. What did you think about this movie? Like, as
It's
the veteran.
as it's progressing, the movies or whatever. I really enjoy this one. I always have. Every time I watch it, it's not my favorite, but it's I think better than the previous three because this is number four, right? If I'm not
This is
mistaken.
number four. We are on number four. I was okay with this one, honestly. Like,
There's some weird stuff, but it's fun.
there's weird stuff, and everything that I'm hearing is the movies just get darker and darker from here on out.
Mhm.
Uh,
Well, this was
this
the
one,
first one. Like somebody was like murdered right there. I think. Well, I guess the housekeeper from the last episode, but or last movie. But this one, a child is killed in this one, and it's
well,
Cedric
I mean,
Diggory.
yes, yeah, let's not forget about the murder in the first one.
Well, who? No, first
First, yeah,
child. I
Mr.
said.
Okay, the first child. Okay,
Yeah, no, he killed an adult in that one.
yeah,
Self defense, my man.
a,
Self
a
defense.
child. No, that was not self defense. Dude was stepping off, and he went in for the kill. But anyway,
Finish him. But yeah, no, I really enjoy it. It's they're coming of age, right? They're now I think close to being teenagers. They probably are teenagers at this point. So it's
yeah,
just
I guess
how
it would be.
awkward and weird everything was back then, and that someone slips his name in the Goblet of Fire, and it pisses Ron off. Ron's just a pissy
Oh,
little Weasley.
Ron is. Ron gave him the death stare when his name came out of there. Like, he was like, "You son of a like." But here's my thing, okay, Mr. Ron, you're Harry's best friend, alleged best friend, okay? At this point in time,
Allegedly.
we're gonna go with alleged because you've been through some S with this guy for the last 3 years, right? Like,
Mhm.
some crazy stuff. So, when his name all of a sudden appears out of the freaking Goblet of Fire, your first intuition is, "This son of is cheating, and, like, he didn't even let me in on it or anything like that." It's not, man, things have been really weird. A lot of crazy stuff's been happening to Harry here. Maybe this is just more of it. And my best friend is freaked out right now because we've already had the conversation where he's like, I don't want any part of this. Like, even when I'm old enough, I don't want to deal with this. I just,
Mhm.
I just want to, I just want to make it through the days.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he's just like, no, I'm done talking to you. I will only speak to you through a third party proxy now. And
It is a bit ridiculous. He totally the way they wrote it, he is completely blindsided, jealous, and just betrayed. You know what I'm saying? Like, not hey, something has happened the last whatever years. Every
right,
single year, it's oh man, this guy totally didn't even tell his best friend. Oh man,
yeah. Yeah,
but
and he even tells him that he's like, "Man, we're really good friends. I figured you would have let me in on what you're doing." He's like, "Look, bro, I didn't do nothing. Crazy crap happens. I got a lightning bolt scar on my forehead. Come on, man.
yeah,
Like,
yeah. So, what'd you think of the Quidditch World Cup at the very
what's the,
beginning when they take that port key, the boot?
well, I mean, you don't. Did the game even happen? Like,
Yeah, it happened. They came back and it was over. They're not going to show you the whole damn game
I
or any of
understood,
the
but
game.
it was just like, oh man, here it is. I was like, oh, Quidditch World Cup, okay. The next thing you know, everything's getting attacked
Mhm,
by all of Voldemort's followers and things.
mhm.
Um, which okay, so you've got how many of Voldemort's followers running through there? It didn't look like a lot, right?
It looked like 12, and let's be honest,
Right.
there was millions of people there, it looked like, that are
It,
all capable witches and wizards,
that's what I'm saying.
and you
Like,
can't just wipe out this is one of the flaws that you're gonna see throughout the entire thing, like, where they just people run, they don't turn
there,
and fight and whatnot, and they just it until the very end. It's
there was
ins
12 people in that one tent that Harry and all them were in. Okay,
You know, it's crazy, and coming up and you know, you'll get more fight scenes and things like that in the next couple or the rest of the films, actually, a lot of fight scenes. So they're just that there hasn't been a stand there battle, and it's just part of the movie.
Yeah.
They go to school. What do you think of the Triwizard Cup, the games that they were
And
playing?
and then here's my next thing is like,
Oh,
okay, so there's more than one wizard school? Like,
no.
this just leads you to believe that there's just one up to this point, there's only one school of wizards, and they're all British.
Well, there's one in
It's
this is based on the English. Yeah, the
right,
English,
but it's
version.
nice to see that there are more, um, out
This is
there, and you
this is a story about a kid that lives in England. Why in the hell would they be, "Hey, let's check in on the Russian school or the, American school or the south of the border school?"
but here's my thing, so, like, everything is built up that, Voldemort's this big, huge, bad, evil person, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
he's trying to take over one school.
You're gonna find this more and more ridiculous as we keep going, and it's always been, like, part of the memes and the jokes, right, where it's like, who was the biggest, baddest villain of all time? They have Darth Vader, they have this person, and they throw in Voldemort, like, MFer couldn't take over a high school. Like, how is he don't rule nothing.
It's not even a high school, it's a boarding school, like, this is a
He
boarding
kills
school. High
he
school is just
kills
like 3 years, so he gets a little bit more credit because, this is, like a 7 year you go to the school for 7 years and you live there, while you're at school, so, but he's trying to take over a school.
He's just trying to kill
So
Harry. That's his whole goal, is to kill Harry,
well,
just to
and he
show people
fails.
that he's still, head chief, you know what I mean? Like, he's the big dog.
At
But,
that
so
at
what
that
what do you think of
campus.
the
He's
Wizarding
O'Doyle. That's
the
what this
cup?
is. He's O'Doyle.
What do you think about the Wizarding Cup games, the Triwizard games?
And here's my other thing. So you've got the Triwizard Cup, right?
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
And you're taking the best wizards from each of the schools,
No, they
and
just
it's
pick random names. It's not the
well,
best of the best.
oh, but you're getting one from each school.
Correct, yeah,
Tri-wizard. Try for 3. Why
understandable.
does the cup throw out a 4th name? It's not called the quad, and this is the first time ever you've had 3 names.
4,
And
first time
2, you're putting these students in risk of death. Like, if you get they tell you if you could die. People have died. It could happen. Um,
they're letting a
this
17-year-old decide if he wants to live or die or he wants to
right,
try.
and it's just 17 this year.
They had to
Every
get
year before this, you didn't have to be 17,
they had to get permission slips to go to Hogsmeade a couple episodes ago. They don't
right?
gotta get a permission slip to put their name in the Goblet of Fire. I'm pretty sure Cedric Dickory's dad would be like, "I don't know about this one, chief."
I
And
don't know.
he cheered him on.
Harry can't get a permission slip signed, you know? At this point in time, like, I don't even know what happened to him, like, after the last school year because
Uh,
he ran away from home, and like, when they show him, at the beginning, they show him there with Ron, you're like, "Oh, he's living with Ron," and Hermione just burst into the bedroom, Hey, they could've who knows how they sleep? You don't know. You need to have some boundaries there, Hermione, knock on the door or something. But she's like, "Oh, when'd you get here, Harry?" He's like, "Yesterday." "So where were you all summer?" "I don't know."
he was at home,
"Was he?" "He ran away."
probably. Eh, that's
The
that
last time
one
he was
year.
at the last time he was at home, he tried to kill his uncle's sister.
Ballooned her up.
Yeah, but
Uh,
you've got all this going on. Okay, take away what you want to. I mean, it's pretty cool, but you got these like dragons coming in there, and
you
Harry
don't like
gets that.
dragons?
Dragons are awesome.
Okay.
Give me more dragons. You didn't give me enough dragon.
Oh, okay.
Give
An
me
entire
more.
scene of the movie, okay. You
Right.
need more dragons, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you had 3 different dragons, and I really only saw 1. So,
I guess there were 4 dragons, right? There had to be 4?
oh
4
yeah, 4.
competitors?
Yeah,
Yeah,
sorry about
4.
that. Yeah, there's 4,
Yeah.
and it continues on with the advantages that Harry gets as everyone's trying to give him tips and tricks and things like that,
Mhm,
to give him a competitive advantage. Again, more things where this affluent teen is getting advantages and notices, and it's just supposed to be okay, right? But you've got and then the awkward like the dance scene, like at the ball, like what was the point of that?
A dance at a school that happens 3 or 4 times a year, bud. You never
But
went to a dance in school?
what was the point of that for the movie? Like,
Oh, they just threw it out there.
I
You know
know,
what?
but
Well,
like I
because
could
he
have
was
done without it.
what is one of the things? One of the they have the four that are there that are like it's part of the Triwizard thing, I guess, the
Right.
celebration, whatever. So it's just a little added something, show how one Ron is jealous that Victor is taking Hermione. You almost got me saying it is stupid now. Like I almost said Hermione because you're a moron, but Hermione taking her to the dance and he didn't get to go. I do like his brothers. I say this every time. His brothers, his older twin brothers are hilarious.
Give me a spin-off movie right now.
George and Fred
I'm
are
in.
hilarious. And like how he asked, he goes, you better get on it. All the good ones are going to be gone. He goes, well, who are you taking? He's like, oh, and he balls up paper, chucks it at this chick. You want to go to the ball? She's like, yeah, I'll go to the ball. All
Go to
right.
the ball? Yeah. Yeah, let's do it. He's like, ah, and then winks at his brother. I was like, as she's still looking at him, he turns and winks at his brother, like, ah. I'm like, that's just awkward. Like, I dig it, but
They're
you've
funny.
got the stuff with him, and then she's mad because Ron didn't ask him, but then she went with this other dude who she's in love with. Um, what
I mean, obviously, I guess by the end of the movie, she's definitely taken in by him.
by
Victor.
yeah, but he's too physical for her though. Like
Oh,
there
oh.
was some questionable stuff going on between those two.
You're such a weirdo.
Well, when she was sitting there talking to Harry, and she's like, "Yeah, he's just a little too physical," and Harry looks over like, "Oh, dish on, girlfriend," and then she had to like kind of back out. I was like, "Whoa, hold on, that's not what I meant. Here's what he likes to watch me study." Like,
You see something,
okay,
say something. You should have told somebody right then and there that
right?
Victor Crumb or whatever is a little handsy, a little aggressive.
But
I
yeah,
mean, we
she
don't
gets
take these allegations lightly. It needs to be escalated.
right. You know, Harry, he knows, and he's not saying anything. So
I don't know what your deal is with Harry or why you hate him so much.
I don't hate him. I'm just
You are a
he's the
wimp.
hero of our story and he should be better. Now he did have some nice redeeming parts during this movie where he's saving other people and things like that. I was confused by when he sent up the spark why
Mhm.
he wasn't taken out of the maze because they said when you want to come out just fire up a flare and you're out.
Yeah, I don't know either. I don't. I know the part you're talking about, but I don't understand why he shot it off there and from his own wand or whatever. And yeah, he wasn't taken out. Who knows? He wasn't coming out anyways. There was plans for him. Maybe someone in
Yeah.
the comments can illuminate us or educate us on this topic and find out why he did that. But he wasn't taken out of the maze. Victor's bewitched. The maze takes the girl. I forgot her name. The French girl, and then there's Cedric Dickory running around as well. So they get it. They get all the way to the cup. Well, he did have a redeeming quality. He saved Cedric from the bushes eating him. The bushes had a hold of
Mhm.
Cedric, and because they were really everything was once they hit the cup, they touch the cup, they get transported as a port key. I mean, they do the whatever happens the first part of the movie, it's going to be the key to the end of the movie. You know what I mean? And so they take him to Voldemort's burial ground or his dad's burial ground or statue or whatever. And then there's Voldemort. There's what that Peter Pettigrew.
You had baby Voldemort.
Dude,
You
I
know,
like Baby Voldemort.
which
He's weird looking.
why did that never catch on? Like I never saw any baby Voldemort toys out there or anything like that. Like I really feel like they missed a marketing opportunity with little sweet innocent baby Voldemort.
Yeah, yeah. Groot was or Baby
Groot.
Groot, Baby Yoda. All this stuff they flew off the shelves. So, anyways, they cut him, get some of his blood. They do a spell. Boom, Voldemort's back. As soon as first thing, or well, Peter Pettigrew actually kills Cedric Dickory. So
Yeah.
he zaps him. He dies. It's crazy. Harry's hysterical, but he's pinned up against that. I don't know, angel of death. I can only with a you know what I'm
Being
saying.
held captive. Yeah, he's being
Being
held
held
captive
captive.
by it. Yeah.
And so Voldemort's back. They do a little quick duel. His parents show up, and the a couple other people that he's killed, and
Cedric shows up.
Cedric and the housekeeper or whatever, the previous or beginning of this one or the beginning of the last one. I can't remember. These movies all kind of bleed together. But and they show up and then they block him from getting to him. He gets back to the port key. He grabs he goes to Cedric's body, takes his body back for his dad, and then all hell breaks loose. All of a sudden there's a dead body on the ground. They're back, everybody's cheering, but then they realize, holy crap, someone's dead. And then you find out Mad Eye he's been drinking was it polyjuice? Polyjuice potion?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's not pumpkin juice, as one of the kids said early in the movie. But then you find out that's Krauts is junior, Buddy Krauts Jr.
Yep.
And I mean, it pretty much explains everything. You know what I mean? It really does. It explains why he went and was like pretty much shadowing Harry from the beginning. He was definitely helping him
He's
out. He
always
was doing all this other
got
stuff.
one professor who's always Harry's a
Helping
little bit too close to, right? Like, there's always just that one in every movie where you're just like, I question this relationship right now.
him. Yeah. And it obviously showed that he's the one that put the name in the goblet of fire. He also, everything was set up to only have Harry go through there. You know what I mean? As the thing's tearing away at Cedric, the bushes and everything like that. It was only supposed to be him that gets to it. You know, it just how it is. You know what I mean? But the end of the movie, I was fine with it. A lot of action, a lot of fun. I don't know. It wasn't too dramatic. It wasn't too crazy. It wasn't too kiddie either. I watch this movie and I enjoy it.
Yeah, it was, and like the thing with the Harry Potter movies is they're always over the course of a year. It feels like this movie took course over a period of like a week. Um,
Yeah, like a month, right? I mean, it seemed like a
yeah,
month.
if that. Um, but there's just a lot of like little things that you pick up in this. Um, you get the whole what's his Hedrig is in love with that giant lady. They've got a
Hagrid.
history. Yeah, yeah, that's what I
Yeah,
said.
that's a
Um,
big woman. That was a big
yeah,
woman.
she was. She was huge, and it was weird. Like when Harry's going with him, and he's like, "What do you have a flower for? Did you comb your hair?" Like, but yeah, you get all that. You
You
get
get your
the
dragons there too, man. You get some
yeah.
dragons on that
I
in that
mean,
scene.
not more. Okay, more. Um, you get the whole mention that Snape was part of Voldemort's crew. Um, back in the day, he was a Death Eater. Is that what they're called?
Yeah, and so here's the point of the show where I ask you, is Snape a good guy or a bad guy?
I mean, he hasn't done anything to warrant these accusations that he's a bad guy. Okay,
Okay.
he hasn't done anything.
I'm just asking. I'm just saying
As
if
far as,
you look at him, it's either he's a jerk or he's not a jerk or whatever.
no, I
And
mean,
he's
you
I
can
did
be a
like him
jerk,
beating those
right?
kids with those books.
That's what I was just gonna say. Like he kept slapping Harry and Ron upside the back of the head because they wouldn't stop talking when I guess they were taking like a test or something like that, and
I
they
think he
just
got
keep
Hermione once too, man. He got her in the back of the head. She
yeah.
didn't seem too happy.
And like he even got kind of like excited there for a second, like when they were both sitting there talking at the end. He's like, "Oh, let me pull up my sleeves here." I'm like, "Yeah."
This guy's ready to rock, man.
But I
I
mean,
will
in his
definitely go.
defense, the kids won't shut up. But like,
Yeah.
I mean, to this point in time in the movie, in the franchise, you could not have this character, and it wouldn't change the movies at all. It
Okay.
really wouldn't. You can plug in somebody else in there. Um,
He just always
Harry,
is on Harry's butt is the reason I'm saying it. The reason
yeah.
I say it. He's
Well,
always seems like he's up to something. He always seems like he's just a jerk
he
to Harry.
well, in his defense, he's the only one who sees through the fluency and is holding the student accountable for his actions,
There you
right?
go.
And
Yeah.
he's trying to hold him accountable for his actions. Everyone's like, "Ah, come on, man. That's Harry. He's a cool guy, man. He's a cool
He's a good
dude.
he's a good dude.
He's a good guy. Like,
Prep
this
prep
guy,
this
he's
up.
cool." And then you get the reveal that Draco's dad is one of Voldemort's BFFs and all that. And Harry sees all this. So what's now going to happen with that? Like we already knew the dude was trying to kill him. That's already been proven, you
Mhm.
know. So what's going to happen with that? Is he going to go to Dumbledore and say, "Hey, look, Draco's dad's there with Voldemort, who I just had a duel with," um, and is Draco still going to be the what's going to happen with all that, right?
Mhm.
I
A lot
don't
of
know.
stuff up.
There's
A
a
lot of
lot of things.
information spilled out at the end of this one.
A ton. You just get hit with everything there at the end with Voldemort coming back, and I got a chuckle out of his little duel scene with Harry. He's like, "Oh, I forgot you were even here, Harry. I'm going to kill you now. Let's have a duel. I'm assuming they taught you how to duel. Let's do this the right way. Let's bow. Let's curtsy. Let's all that crap." And then he could barely take Harry on. Like,
He's just getting back. He's got to get his feet under him a little bit. You know
okay.
what I mean?
I
Yeah.
mean, he had his feet under him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with all that. But yeah, um, all in all, not bad.
Are they getting better? Or are you enjoying them more, or did you like the early ones?
This one lost me some. This one lost me some.
Okay.
This was not my favorite one. They tended to get better with each one until I hit this one. I liked the Prisoner of Azkaban better than I did this one for sure.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Sounds good.
but yeah, that's what I got on this one. Ready to see what happens in the next one. I want to go ahead real quick. Let me give a shout out to let's get this. I'm gonna butcher this name, but Toodles K. Toodles K. Thank you so much for always tuning in, commenting. Um, Toodles is a huge Harry Potter fan, movies and the books, and likes to point out, hey, look, some of these things that you guys are talking about, it's just different in the books. This is where the movies really ventured off, took some liberties, made Harry seem like he's a murderer, where in the books he's not the one who kills him, and it's Voldemort's body spirit leaving him is the thing that kills him. I get it, but I'm not reading the books.
I
Um,
appreciate the comments too. I like
I,
reading
I
about the
love it.
movie.
I love the comments. I love getting this information. Maybe I'll venture into the books after I'm done with the movies. Right now, we're looking at the movies, and the movies make Harry look like a jerk. Up until this one, they didn't. They weren't trying to make him look like a jerk in this one. He was actually kind of humble in this one. Uh, Going out of his way to make sure he's saving people and things like that. Looks like he was trying to follow the rules for the most point in this one, as opposed to the other ones.
Such a
But what? But yeah, that's all I got for you. Got anything else on this one, buddy?
I loved it. I can't wait till next week.
All right, what's the next one? Do you know?
I don't know.
It's Harry Potter and is it the Order of the Phoenix?
Order of the Phoenix. That's it.
Order of the There we go. So we'll be back with that one next week. Thank you guys as always. Make sure you like, follow, share, subscribe, comment. If you have any suggestions, shoot us an email, parttimenerdpodcast@gmail.com. Guys, until next time, we'll talk to you later. Deuces.